Literally one run here. So I finally saw Solo, the movie Solo, a Star Wars story, which of course it's about the character Han Solo, obviously. You know what? I really liked it. I thoroughly enjoyed the whole thing from beginning to end, with the exception of maybe like, I don't know, 20 or so minutes in the middle, because that's when, unfortunately, I had to leave my seat from the movie theater to go to the restroom. I always get a large drink every time I go to the movies. I don't know, because sometimes, cause I get a large drink and a large tub of popcorn, extra butter, of course, artificial butter, so yeah, I get really thirsty. So yeah, I don't know, it's, but hey, I mean, I don't go to the movies that often. If I'm lucky, I probably go once or twice a month at the most, so. But anyways, getting back to the movie, I really liked it. I like the guy that plays him. His name escapes me right now. I can't pronounce his last name. I tried several times. But yeah, I thought he played Han Solo very well. I mean, I wouldn't say expertly, yeah, obviously Harrison Ford, he made that role his own, so, yeah, I mean, I don't know if some people were expecting him to do a hell of a lot better job than Harrison Ford, they're expecting him to top him or something like that. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get into, I don't even want to attempt to try to decipher the opinions of other people. But anyway, so I mean, in this movie, it starts off with Han Solo. Or rather, before he gets the last name Solo, he's just known as Han because I guess he's supposed to be, I think for the most part, it's supposed to be he grew up as an orphan on the streets of this planet called Corellia. And I guess it's supposed to be largely it's supposed to have some kind of large, I guess largely an industrial kind of city that's on this planet. And then also too, I guess slave labor is also I guess behind industry, slave labor is a big commodity or something like that. Yeah. I mean, that's the gist of what I got from the movie. So Han, along with his love interest, or possibly girlfriend, I don't know, but definitely, I guess this girl that he grew up with, her name is Kira, played by the actress Emilia Clarke. Of course, Emilia Clarke, she's been in a number of other movies. Also, I think she's more well known for playing that Khaleesi girl on Game of Thrones. So that's where I know her mostly from. So anyways, Han and Kira, they devise a plan to get off the planet Corellia, and just to get away from it, and so that they can be free to live their own lives and do whatever they want to do. And I guess they're almost successful at it, and then unfortunately Kira, she gets caught. They go to this, I guess it's kind of like a spaceport kind of thing. Kira gets caught, and unfortunately sold into slavery. And though, of course, I mean, they don't show it right away, but that's kind of what they infer. Later on, Han meets up with her again and finds out that she was, in fact, sold into slavery and all that. So, I mean, then Han, he enlists in the Army or Navy, or some branch of the military, imperial military, I guess, because this is already during the time when the empire is already like going to other planets and trying to, I guess, I don't know, just take over and dominate all these other civilizations on other planets within the galaxy. And so I like that in the movie. They made kind of like a connection with the Imperial War and other wars that that have occurred throughout history here on Earth. And when you see it, you'll know what I mean. It's interesting because like Han, he makes that observation, and he says something to like one of the commanding officers, and which definitely made a lot of sense, and to me, it was very truthful. So, yeah. So then when he's there and he's in the army and he's like in the trenches fighting some battle, and he meets a character by the name of Beckett, or at least that's his last name, played by Woody Harrelson. And I guess this Beckett guy, he's supposed to be like some kind of professional thief, smuggler, criminal of some kind. Yeah, mostly smuggler, I guess. And so he's there along with, members of his crew, and they snuck into this battle, like this war on some other planet, and in order to, I want to say to steal some kind of, actually I don't even know if they did steal anything. I don't know. I really don't remember if they did or not. I don't know if they attempted to. I think it was more so to, I want to say they stole some kind of ship or part for a ship or something like that. Or I don't know. Unless they were interrupted by it or something. So, but anyways, and then that's also around the same time. Then later on, Han meets Chewbacca for the first time, and which is very interesting. I don't want to spoil too much, but I will say I didn't expect Han and Chewbacca to meet in quite that way. I thought that, I don't know, because I always kind of assumed that they just met like at some bar or cantina or something like that. And but it's very interesting the way they do meet, and then they become friends eventually. And it turns out that Han, I guess, I don't know, it's not explained in the movie, but I guess when he was growing up, he learned how to speak Wookiee. So, and it's interesting because in this movie, you get to see Han speaking to Chewbacca in Chewbacca's, native dialect, which is something that I'm pretty sure Harrison Ford never did. I don't recall Harrison Ford ever speaking to Chewbacca in Chewbacca's native tongue. I don't remember that. Help me out if he actually did. I'd like to know that, but I'm pretty sure he never did. So I thought that was pretty cool to see this younger Han Solo actually speaking to Chewbacca in Chewbacca's language. So yeah, as far as the rest of the story, Han, so he teams up with this Beckett guy, the smuggler guy, and they go to attempt to try to steal and smuggle some fuel, because I guess it's during a time when resources are precious, and usually the main thing people fight over is fuel. So, hence, the connection, the connection between the war that's taking place in the movie and, like I said before, the wars that have been waged here in real life, fighting over oil and whatnot. Like I said, there's some pretty interesting things in this movie if you actually pay attention. So, But yeah, so anyways, they try to steal this fuel. Something goes wrong. They don't actually get to do it. And then later on, they find out, like, that's when later on Han meets Kira again. And she's working for some other guy who I guess is supposed to be also working for some group called the Crimson Dawn. And I've only, like, somewhat heard of the Crimson Dawn before when it comes to the Star Wars universe. And so, yeah, I mean, as far as I know, I think there's supposed to be some kind of secret order or something like that, except eventually they get to the point where they're not able to stay so secret, so... but yeah, you know what, as far as, you know, the rest of the movie goes, again, like I said, I like it. I also like Danny Glover, I believe that's the guy's name, Danny Glover, who plays Lando Calrissian. I thought he did a pretty good job, or at least decent job, of playing a younger Lando Calrissian. I mean, I feel like he definitely got the mannerisms down, the smile down, the voice down, and the fact that like when Han Solo and Lando Calrissian first meet, it's in a card game. They're playing this card game called Sabak, I think, something like that. Sabak. I guess that's like, I want to say it looked like it was a different version of poker, possibly. And so, yeah, Han beats Lando, or rather, no, Han believes that he beats Lando Calrissian. Turns out Lando actually cheated, and which is something that is mentioned in the original movies. I remember that. That's the other thing too. There's a lot of things in this movie that were mentioned in the original movies, like, you know, I'm talking about the movies that came out like the first one that came out in the 70s, A New Hope, and Empire Strikes Back. And I want to say possibly a couple of things from Return of the Jedi, but not really that much. Mostly a lot of stuff from A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. And also some stuff from, I want to say, maybe a couple things from the prequels. And also, I noticed too, some other stuff too that I've actually read in various Star Wars graphic novels. So, yeah. Trust me, I mean, you know, as I like to immerse myself in all things Star Wars as much as possible. It's I've done it since I was a kid, so I can't seem to stop doing it. So, but yeah, that's why, you know, for me, I was able to follow along very easily. But I could totally understand why other people who have seen this movie are saying, like, because I mean, this movie has gotten a lot of bad reviews. And granted, I believe that could be due to many different reasons, but one main reason I believe it's because, you know, there could be that a lot of people don't remember a lot of the references, like the different references that are in this movie. Like I said, most of them are from the original trilogy. And I could imagine that, yeah, for a lot of people haven't seen the original trilogy in so long, so yeah, I could imagine that they would feel, you know, kind of lost, or, you know, or confused, possibly. But despite that, I don't believe that justifies giving this movie a bad review. For me, I don't. Yeah, that's. I mean, yeah, okay, granted, maybe I'm biased because I like Star Wars so much. But no, I mean, I don't know. I still feel, you know, I don't like when people just flat out will say that a movie sucks, and, you know, they don't really, like, list any kind of reason other than just other than just that they didn't like it, or that's what I'm saying, you know. And I know I've said it before. I believe way back when I reviewed The Last Jedi, which again, I remember before I saw The Last Jedi, a lot of people told me that it sucked. But I saw it, I thoroughly enjoyed The Last Jedi. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Just like I thoroughly enjoyed this one, the Solo movie. You know, we all have our own opinions. I get that. But I'm saying now, you know, just like I've said before, that if you're not a Star Wars fan, you're probably not going to like any of the movies. There's a good chance, there's at least like over a 90% chance you're not going to like the movies. Or even just not be interested in them at all. And that's me telling the truth. That's not me trying to sound elitist. That's not me, you know, trying to be mean in some kind of way, or, you know, or make fun of anybody, or ridicule anyone. I'm just telling the truth, you know. I mean, just like with other movies, like if it's, you know, I don't know, like different like kiddie animated movies that I know I'm not gonna like, and if like a friend of mine or a relative goes and they see that movie and they tell me not to see that movie because they know I won't like it, then I respect them. I respect them telling me the truth. So, yeah. Anyways, I mean, I didn't mean to get off on kind of a tangent there, but yeah, it's just, you know what. Again, I don't want to spoil too much, but you would think that, you know, a movie like this can't really be spoiled that much, but actually I believe it could. I will say, like, the ending was pretty surprising. For me, it definitely was. I don't know about anyone else. Especially because there's an awesome cameo, there's an awesome appearance by a certain character. I don't want to say who, because I don't want to give it away. And if you've seen it too, please don't spoil it for anyone else by writing it in the comments, or, you know. Maybe later on I'll do like a spoiler talk thing for this, but for this one right now, I want it to be spoiler free. So, but yeah, I didn't expect it, you know. And also too, the character Kira, played by Emilia Clarke, she's definitely pretty mysterious, especially towards the end. And, you know, it makes me feel like there's more to her. There's more to that character. Like, there's more to Kira than she actually revealed in this movie. Which actually she didn't even really reveal that much. But yeah, it's supposedly they might make a sequel, because the way it ends definitely sets up things for a sequel, and which I hope they do, because if for nothing else, just to expand a lot more on Kira, the things that she's involved in. I don't know, that's my personal opinion, so you can take it or leave it, or, you know, do whatever you want with it. It's ultimately, this is an awesome movie. I highly recommend watching it. However, I highly recommend watching it only if you are a Star Wars fan, or sci-fi fan, because otherwise, I'm telling you again, you're not going to like it. If you don't like Star Wars at all, if you don't like science fiction at all, you're not going to like this movie. That's just me being truthful. That's it. I'm the kind of person, I believe in telling the truth all the time. Or at least, you know, as much as possible, you know, especially when it comes to things like, you know, stuff like this, like reviewing movies, reviewing books, music, and all that. And maybe that's just me. So as far as the rating goes, you know what, I definitely gotta give this 10 out of 10. Even though, yeah, there's no Jedi in it. There's no use of the Force. Well, there is and there isn't, kind of towards the end. But it's not like with every other Star Wars movie where, you know, you see, you know, Jedi fighting Sith Lords and lightsaber battles. There's no lightsaber battle in this, so yeah. But even still, without all that, for me, again, I enjoyed it. Therefore, I give it 10 out of 10. So, yeah. And to all of you who gave this movie a bad review, I don't agree with your opinion. And you know what? I know you don't agree with my opinion. But hey, that's what makes this world interesting, right? The fact that none of us interpret things in the same way, none of us have the same opinions about, you know, a movie or a book or a song or, you know, or a work of art, or, you know, that's what makes things interesting, right? So, yeah, there you go. So that'll do it for my review of Solo, a Star Wars story. Yeah. Once again, I give it 10 out of 10. And thanks for watching this. Thanks for listening. As always, till next time, don't forget, keep it real, keep on rocking, and peace.